Bill Canny is with us, the Executive Director of Migration and Refugee Services for the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. How are public schools able to deny these kids an education when the Supreme Court has ruled that they can't?
Well, technically they can, of course, but sometimes they don't know about the ruling, and we actually have programs which educate public schools about this particular ruling. Many times they just don't have the capacity and are afraid to provide services such as English when they actually don't have the capacity or the funding to do it.
So the Catholic Church is very proactive in this area. What is the Church in the United States doing to try to help these families?
Well, the Catholic bishops have a program that our office runs which assists children who have been released from federal custody to actually integrate into communities. And one of the most important things is to get them into schools. So we have 225 points around the country where we have caseworkers which help children and their families get into school, get health services, get legal assistance when necessary, and help the families take care of these children.
The Church acknowledges that a nation has a right to protect its borders. What do you say to people who say that this is an issue of national security?
Well, certainly protecting our borders is an issue of national security, whether it's our southern, northern, or our airports. However, as Catholics and Christians, we couple that with the teachings of the Church, which essentially say, welcome the stranger among us, that say that as a society, we are only as good as how we help the vulnerable, and also looking at the common good. A migrant is someone who is usually left because they need to. The Church teaches that people have the right to stay in their countries. So we as a nation have to support poorer countries and help people stay, but when they can't, the Church says when they can't take care of their children and their families, when they can't feed them, or when they can't educate them, they do have the right to migrate.
Bill Canny with the USCCB, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.